Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Still on the topic concept of diffusion and its application. Yes, concept of diffusion and its application in our daily life. Now you know the definition of diffusion. Also you know about the concentration gradients as well. Then also talk about one experiment, that is experiment to demonstrate diffusion using what? Potassium permanganate crystal. Yes, we have performed that experiment. Okay, now we also talk about an experiment to demonstrate diffusion using what? Perfume. Using perfume. So this is our third lesson concerning the topic diffusion. Concerning the topic diffusion. Now, our subtopic for today is factors that affect diffusion. Factors that affect diffusion. What are some of the factors that affect the diffusion? With those factors will affect the diffusion to move slowly or faster. Yes. So for diffusion to occur, you have some factors that back up diffusion. Yes, that back it up. I'll back it in it. Okay. So now, the first factor that affects diffusion is concentration gradient. What is concentration gradient? We learned during our first lesson that concentration gradient is the what? Is the region between the what? The higher concentration, or is the difference between the what? The higher concentration and the lower concentration. Yes. So for diffusion to occur, you have a certain place or a certain region who's supposed to have higher concentration, and a certain region who's supposed to have lower concentration, so that the diffusion can occur. For diffusion to occur, both regions will not have equal concentration. One will have higher concentration, other one will have lower concentration. And when diffusion occurs, then now it will equalize the concentration. How about it? Yes. So once somebody gives bad air, that side will be high concentrated, the other one will be low concentrated. Yes. So for diffusion to occur, one end is supposed to be highly concentrated, other end is supposed to be low concentrated. Then when it happens, it will equalize the concentration. How about it? Yeah. Also, diffusion cannot occur when the concentration gradients are the same. Both of them are having higher concentration. So diffusion cannot occur. Me, I have higher concentration. Maybe if flavor from cooking here is having higher concentration, other end is having higher concentration. That's why diffusion cannot occur. But if one side is having higher concentration, and the other one is having lower concentration, that's when diffusion can occur, whereby the place having higher concentration will move to the place having lower concentration. So one factor that affects diffusion is concentration gradient. Thank you. Okay, now another factor that affects diffusion is temperature. Another factor that affects diffusion is temperature. During the day, maybe when you wake up in the morning, around 7 or 6 a.m. Yes, let's take 6 a.m. When you wake up in the morning and you see that there's a certain goat which is dead in front of your house. You won't smell the scent well. It's in the morning. It's in the morning. But maybe if you go somewhere and come back in the afternoon around 12. You come back in the afternoon around 12 or even 1 p.m. When you come back, you won't even get to your house. Along the way, you will smell the scent because of of the temperature. So when the temperature falls on the animal, it will give the bad because the kinetic energy in the animal will increase. Yes. So temperature contributes a lot in diffusion. Temperature contributes a lot in diffusion. Yeah. So when an animal is dead, in the morning, like you will feel the scent. In the morning, because there's no temperature, you will feel the scent. It will be there. Around 1 p.m. when the sun scorch on that animal, the dead animal, you feel it. You will definitely feel it, even if you are far away from that house. The next house will even feel it. But when you wake up in the morning, you will not able to feel it. Even though the animal is what in your house, but you won't feel what the smell. Okay. So I'm reading. It says temperature directly affects particle kinetic energy. Higher temperature increases the kinetic energy, causing particles to move more vigorously. Yes. So higher temperature increases the kinetic energy. The higher temperature. So it's the kinetic energy in the animal that will help it to give that smell. So when there's high temperature, it will increase the kinetic energy. Then it will give what bad smell. But in the morning, the bad smell will go so low because there's not what the temperature is what is low. So temperature also affects diffusion. Temperature also affects diffusion. The higher the temperature, the higher will be the rate of what diffusion. The lower the temperature, the lower will be that of what the rate of what diffusion. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now the third factor that affects diffusion is particle size. The particle size. That is the third factor that affects diffusion. I'm reading it from here. Okay. So it says smaller particles diffuse more quickly than larger particles. Yes. So smaller particles diffuse more quickly than large particles. Yeah, so if the thing is large, the rate of diffusion will be what? Low. But if the thing is what? Is small, the rate of diffusion will be high. Yes. So smaller objects will move quickly more than what? Bigger objects. Smaller objects will move quickly or will diffuse more quickly than what? The higher object or bigger object. How does that happen? So the particle size also will influence the rate of diffusion. The particle size, how big the particle is, yes, also influence the rate of diffusion. So as we said, if the thing is small, the rate of diffusion will be high. If the thing is big, the rate of diffusion will be low. Okay. Now let's come to nature of substance. Nature of substance. It says diffusion occurs faster in less dense or vigorous medium. For example, it occurs more rapidly in air than a thick liquid. Yes. So nature of substance. So diffusion is what occurs faster in air. Diffusion occurs faster in air. So if you give bad air, immediately within 5 seconds, then the person who is supposed to the person will smell the scents. But diffusion in water is so low. For it to get to the other end, it's low. Yes. So diffusion occurs faster in air than in water. That's why we are saying the nature of substance. The nature of substance, where the diffusion should occur, or the substance diffusion should occur. So we have air and water, and diffusion occurs faster in air than water. Yes. Okay. Now let's come to the surface area. Surface area. The available surface area for diffusion can affect diffusion rate. A larger surface area allows small particles to contact the interface. Okay, so this one, let me get an information from other textbook as well. Okay, so I'm reading. That's surface area. It says more space for particles to move across. Faster diffusion rate. More space for particles to move across. Faster diffusion rate. Yes. So the surface area also talks about the place. That's the place the diffusion is occurring. Because if you have a thin space, then the diffusion is occurring. If we have more space here, the faster the rate of what diffusion will be. But if the space is small, that space in there, it will strike before it will pass there. So the surface area, it talks about the space that the diffusion will pass, or the particles will move across, If the space is large, the faster the rate of diffusion will be. But if the space is so small, the rate of diffusion will be low. So this one, the surface area is talking about the space that the particles will move during the diffusion. Okay. Now pressure. How does pressure contribute to diffusion? How does diffusion contribute to the rate of what diffusion? So I'll give that one to you as an assignment, or you are going to do it and I'll use it as an attendance. How does pressure affect diffusion? How does pressure affect diffusion? So for today's lesson, this will be your attendance. Bear in mind, I will be recording all the attendance. Yes. So for today's lesson, this will be attendance. How does pressure affect diffusion? So you state it, you write your full name, then you state the reason why you're saying pressure affects the rate of diffusion. Or you write pressure, how does it affect diffusion? You state the what, your answer as well. How about that? So considering how I have been able to explain the 5 of them, you will do the what exercise one, which is what the pressure. As soon as we end the lesson, I'm taking the answer and the WhatsApp. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so application of diffusion in everyday life. Yeah, so diffusion, you can apply diffusion in our everyday life. How about it? So application of diffusion in everyday life. Okay, so what are some of the points? The use of what? Perfume. The use of what? Perfume. If you go to church, you can say that, oh, some people use what? Strong what? Perfume. And you yourself are using what? A perfume. And as soon as somebody passes by you, the person will hear what? The smell. Due to the rate of what? Diffusion. So as soon as I'm coming, then I was cleaning myself with a nice perfume. When someone passes by me, the person will hear the what? The smell. But the rate of what? Diffusion. So perfume, the use of what? Perfume. So application of what? Diffusion in our everyday life. The use of what? Perfume. We also have cooking. Cooking, yes. In our houses, we have what? Cooking. I've been cooking. So somebody who is passing in front of our house can smell the what? Scent of our food. Due to the what? The rate of what? Diffusion. Because of diffusion, the person will say, hey, who is cooking? Who is cooking? Someone is cooking chicken. Someone is cooking chicken. Okay. Oh, someone is cooking rice. Okay. Yes. Due to the rate of what? Diffusion. When you are cooking, you will what? Hear or smell what? The scent. Okay. Then room freshness. It's the air freshness or diffusion with fragrance into the what? Air. The fragrance molecules disperse and diffuse throughout the room, creating a pleasant scent. Yes. So the air freshener I use in our various houses. Yes. If you placed it at one corner of the room, definitely it will, the smell will extend to the other corner of the room due to the rate of what? Diffusion. Due to what? The rate of diffusion. So room freshness by the use of what? Air freshener. It contributes to the what? The rate of diffusion in our everyday life. Okay. Now the fourth one, which is the last one. Tea brewing. Tea brewing. Okay, so in the morning, if you have your hot water together with what? Your coffee or even the tea. If you put the coffee inside the hot water, you can see that you have some vapor which what come outside, right? And that vapor give what? A nice flavor. How about it? A nice smell. Yes. Due to what? The rate of what? Diffusion. Due to what? The rate of diffusion. So these are some of the applications of diffusion in our everyday life. Yes, we have been experiencing it in what? Our environment. That is the use of perfume, cooking, room freshness, tea brewing. Yes. So these are some of the applications of diffusion in our everyday life. They can add something to it as well. So during our next lesson, we are going to solve more examples, or we are going to solve more questions about diffusion. Now we are done with diffusion. Yes. So during our next lesson, we will solve more questions on diffusion before we move to the next topic, which is what? Osmosis. How about that? So diffusion is so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. You guys came across two practicals, which is the use of potassium permanganate and the other one, which is the use of perfume, and the rest of them, the factors that affect diffusion and application of diffusion, and the diffusion of concentration agents, and the definition of diffusion itself. So it is what so easy for you to get the concept. Thank you. See you for the next lesson.